everyone, it's Morphin Mania time. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Jason.
And there's DJ.
Yep, that's me.
And guesting with us this evening is our wonderful, illustrious Danny Nixon.
Hey, everybody.
Our own Danny Nixon. Danny, you are officially our first guest on this show, if you don't count Eric, who, of course, was supposed to be the regular co-host for the show and just didn't have time to do them all. So he's here frequently, but you are the first guest that probably won't be on quite as many as Eric. But I mean, feel free to come back anytime, Danny, of course.
I'll come
back. But you're sort of our first guest, so thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'll make sure to come back for at least SPD because I really like that season.
You love SPD?
Yes, that was the one I really
SPD. Remember. My brother loves SPD.
Jason won't get this joke, but and this is somewhat of a lewd kind of thing to say on the channel. I don't usually say this kind of thing, but I gotta tell you guys this joke because I ran a for like an after school club at a junior high when I was in my early 20s, kind of a community service thing I did as a favor to my mom. And it was a comic book club, and I would bring comics from my collection and let these kids read it, and we'd talk about things. And it was a really fun club. We had a guy in there who called himself, I let everybody pick their own superhero names. And I got to where I didn't know the names of any of these kids. Like, I didn't know their real names. I just called them by superhero names.
Well, yeah, because they got secret identities.
And they would be, yeah. And they're probably you guys' age. And, but at the time, of course, they were like, 13, 14, 12, 13. And so I was running this club for them. And one of them called himself the Atomic Boom. I love that name. It was the Atomic Boom. And we were talking about Power Rangers one day, and he had a really different kind of sense of humor, and he liked to call it Power Rangers STD, and I just thought that was really funny. That was an immature joke, but it was pretty funny for that kid for that age. So anyway, okay.
I'm like the king of horrible puns, or the self-proclaimed king of horrible puns. I've never put that one together before, so I'm kind of ashamed of myself.
Are you jealous of that?
Kind of jealous.
If you're watching live, thanks so much for tuning in. You'll want to watch the show with us because you'll have no idea what we're talking about if you don't. Go to the Rabbit Room in the description. We're going to be tonight watching Power Rangers Season 1, Mighty Morphin, Episode 45, Crystal of Nightmares. And after that, we're also going to tackle To Flee or Not to Flee, doing 2 episodes today. So, like I said, if you're watching live, go to the Rabbit Room and you can watch the exact stream that we're watching, and it will be timed more or less with our conversation. If you're watching this next year or on Patreon, get out your Netflix or your DVDs, however you want to watch it, get it timestamp 0, and get ready to press play when I say now. We're going to go ahead and just get started right away. We've got 4 people in the chat tonight, which is a lot to talk about a 20-minute episode of television as we're watching it. We will see how this goes. But Danny, thanks so much for joining us. We're so excited to have you.
Yeah, thank you for having me on here. I like when this first was announced, like at the beginning of the year, I kind of went through and started watching more Morphin Mania, and I never made it this deep in Morphin Mania, Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin, and I never made it this deep into the season. So I'm really curious to see how some of these later episodes go.
Into this, actually, I wanted to ask you how familiar you were with Mighty Morphin. So I know that you're, like you said earlier, a fan of SPD. What other series have you watched? Was that the one you started with, or just the one you watched?
That is the one I remember the most. All of the ones from around that time, like I guess it's Dino Thunder and some of the ones around that area. I remember. I don't remember them quite as well. Whatever season it is, they had the Titanium Ranger who had like the snake tattoo or whatever on his back that would grow every time something happened. I remember watching that movie all the time. So my Power Rangers knowledge is like from when I was like 5, 6, 7 years old. So it's a little rusty.
So we'll definitely try to bring you back for some of that era.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
DJ, which one has the Titanium Ranger in it?
Lightspeed
I can't remember.
Is it Lightspeed Rescue?
Yes.
Yeah,
cool.
it's Lightspeed.
I don't know that one as well.
Hi, folks in the chat. Dorian McLeod says he's here, so we may begin now. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for your permission. David says it's Morphin Mania starring Danny Nixon. Danny is the star of everything he shows up on. And DJ, you should be impressed that I haven't called you Danny yet. I know I am.
Well, we'll see. The night is young.
He doesn't believe that pattern will hold. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Here we go, guys. Everybody, please press play right now.
Ow. DJ likes this song.
So Danny has not had to listen to this intro 46 times like the rest of us.
No, and what's funny is anytime I'm on Netflix, I always skip intros. So I am not all that familiar with this intro.
Here.
Yeah, not here.
Yeah, we won't be doing that here.
I kind of figured because that would kind of throw off the whole start now thing.
Yeah, and also I just love the challenge of trying to come up with things to say during the same 30 seconds over and over again. It will never be as annoying after this because no other show has the same intro this many times, and certainly no other show has this theme song this many times. Because once we get into season 2, it will be a very different intro, but it will still be the song.
Will season 3 be different than season 2?
Yeah, I mean it keeps changing up based on new things that are there. So like 3 is going to bring in all the ninja stuff, and so you'll have the. I mean, when I say the intro is different, I just mean the footage they're using.
Yeah.
So after Mighty Morphin, does any other like group of Rangers or gimmick for the Rangers repeat over multiple seasons, or is it just Mighty Morphin?
It's just Mighty Morphin until you get to the Neo Saban era where they throw Super in the middle of a title, and they used that to stretch out 1 season to 2 seasons, but they only do 20-episode seasons. So it's like 40 episodes, which is kind of a standard Power Ranger season. Some of them have like 32, and some of them have closer to 40. But they split them up and kind of pretend like it's 2 different shows.
Interesting.
So that's what they do now.
You guys remember report cards?
Report cards.
What, is that a thing they don't do anymore?
I don't know. I haven't had one in a long time.
You guys remember the Dark Ages where they had report cards? And now we got all civilized. We just don't expect anything from children anymore. Ciro says freaking Saban and Nick for that 2 season 22 episode crap. Okay, so DJ, it was not that long ago that we kind of did this plot, right?
What are we doing?
We're going to take away their self-confidence.
Oh, okay. I mean,
you remember that's kind of what the whole Island of Illusion thing was about.
That
well, hopefully this is better than that.
Taking away their self-confidence feels like a Bible Man plot more than a Power Rangers plot.
Great, although that would be like taking away their faith or their piety or something.
I really want to be in my favorite episode of Mighty.
Well, I hope that happens. What is your favorite episode of Mighty Morphin?
That Zed episode with
Is it the Halo and Zed episode?
Yes. Yeah? I forget what that's called.
I like that episode. I had that on VHS as a kid.
So, of course, we got to do that joke. Do we have eggs falling from the sky? What's going on?
Yes.
I'm kind of impressed that they resist
from
the urge to
Goldar,
make
apparently.
I've got egg on my face joke, unless I completely just missed it.
Well, and I mean, I think there's precedent for this already. I think Bulk and Skull have already probably done the egg thing. I know that happens. This is our first cross-dressing Bulk and Skull, though.
Oh, yeah.
Very Looney Tunes-esque.
Well,
we're not counting that.
Technically, there was that machine that dressed them in drag. That was like for the science fair.
Second time.
Super high tech.
But it wasn't on purpose.
Dresses.
That was that brilliant future machine that can make you change your clothes immediately, like you're going down the bat poles.
I think everybody's allergic to dust.
Okay, so I'm going to argue with you, DJ, because I hate when people say that. That is a pet peeve of mine. Yes, everyone to some degree is allergic to dust. I happen to be so allergic to dust that it doesn't take very long if I kick up some dust, like when I'm cleaning or something, to be sneezing and getting all puffy-faced like if there was a cat around, because I'm also allergic to cats. So there are different degrees of being allergic to dust, and I am highly allergic to that.
Apparently, Bulk is highly allergic as well.
Yeah, Bulk has the same thing I do. I sympathize with Bulk in this episode. I want to know who recorded this hip-hop version of the Power Rangers theme song.
Yeah, it gets played a lot when he's dancing.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. Do you ever wonder, DJ, if he's hearing the same thing we're hearing?
Yeah, it's like that thing where we hear the score in the movie or something.
Yeah, because we had that episode where Billy was listening to some kind of hip-hop stuff and acting like it was like brilliant and fresh and new, and I'm like, you can't be listening to what I'm listening to.
That just happened in a movie recently that I watched. I can't remember what it was, though. Great story.
Pillow fights are hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in a pillow fight before.
But at least they don't gross me out like food fights.
Wait a
I
minute.
don't know if I've
What
ever
the heck?
been in a pillow fight.
What is all that?
You've never seen a feather pillow?
Do
Those
they-
feather pillows.
Do they?
If you go back to some old sitcoms, you'll see that a lot. I'm sorry, Danny.
Do they even make feather pillows anymore, or is that just like a thing of the past that we're gonna always kind of associate with pillow fights for whatever reason?
That's
Yeah,
how you
I
have
think they
to
still
end a
make
pillow
feather
fight.
pillows.
There's no other way to
I
end a
used
pillow
to
fight.
have a couple. So
So they
we'll talk about this now. What are you talking about, DJ?
Are they like at camp? What are they doing?
Yes, they're at somebody's cabin.
It's the Friday the 13th crossover episode.
I would pay real money to see that.
And Goldar has like the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yep.
The Philosopher's Stone.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
the Crystal of Nightmares. Why don't you guys pay attention? It's in the title of the episode.
I just watched Fantastic Beasts tonight, and I'm confused.
Did you find out where to find him?
No, that's not that one. Second. I found out the crimes of Grindelwald.
Oh, I see.
Oh, did you figure out what crimes he committed?
Apparently, he committed them before the movie.
David wrote 1-2 Goldar's coming for you. You know, I compared those movies when I reviewed them pretty hard to Power Rangers, so I don't think that is as crazy sounding of a crossover. And we're doing the same thing we did with Island of Illusion, where we're using this as an excuse for flashbacks with footage we've used already for it to be a partial clip show.
So it's just a cost-cutting measure, or
Yeah, but it doesn't matter to DJ or to Danny because he hasn't even seen this episode or
Yeah,
any of these
all
episodes.
new to him.
Yeah, it's all new to you.
Ignorance is bliss.
Didn't we show the
Who's
Black Knight
Zach?
episode last time for Zach also?
I can't remember.
Thought it was the same.
But you know what's annoying about having a clip show right now? DJ, the fact that we shouldn't be doing more season 1 episodes anyway. Danny, the season ends with episode 40, but then they make 20 more.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. I remember hearing you talk about that in the rewind.
Yeah, they have a clear ending for season 1, and then what we discovered, because I didn't know this, is the Sentai folks made a bunch of footage. I knew they made footage for us, but I didn't know that's where it happened. They made a bunch of footage for us so that we could then do more episodes for the season. Okay, that was really strange.
That is a very interesting camera angle.
That's from that earlier episode.
Yeah, that's from Doomsday.
Yeah.
That's from the look. We're back to the last episode of the season, but this is fun. And we were just talking about how we wish we could see Bulk and Skull kind of become honorary Power Rangers. I guess this is the closest we get, this dream sequence where they're driving the Megazord.
This is crazy. Do you think they shot this for Doomsday and didn't use it, or do you think they brought the costumes back for this one?
I think they just brought the costumes back, probably. Because they're... I don't know, maybe I'm running too far into this. This feels like it's clearly supposed to be a dream sequence in the first place. I mean, like...
Yeah.
They're pretending like they're ruining the Megazord. Where would this have gone in that?
Yeah, this would have been really...
What would be the situation that would get them in the Megazord in the first place? Like,
yeah, that has to be a dream.
can I nitpick about something?
Sure.
They wouldn't know what the cockpit looks like.
That's a good point.
Not on the inside, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dream. They're in the cockpit. They wouldn't know. But that, you know what? That's fun because at least if we have to do sort of a clip show with this, we made something new for it.
I do like though that they kind of shot it differently. That it wasn't the straight-on shot that we always get. It was kind of like it looked different. We got a different shot of it, so maybe it wasn't exactly theirs. Just like they're imagining what it looked like. Even though they got
because they made it dreamscapey. It would be really nice if all of the rest of this was also new dreamscape footage.
Oh,
Well, it's all new to me.
Again.
He's sleeping.
And isn't it great, Danny?
It's amazing.
Now, to be totally fair, though, if I were Jason, that dimension would be my nightmare every night. I would constantly have that
He's
nightmare.
been there twice.
He knows his way around by now.
This is cool.
This is great. I forgot about this.
You know the thing about Morphin? You don't appreciate it till you can't do it anymore.
Forgot about that line. Boy, I just don't think any of those flashbacks were necessary. What they should have done, especially because they were having the Sentai just shoot them more footage, they should have just had one big collective dream, right? Where like it's all of them fighting, and maybe Bulk and Skull are also there, and then they lose, and then Zordon says you can't have your powers anymore. And then he rips them away from him.
What's
Yeah, that would be a much better storytelling way of doing that, especially when at the end you're already going to have presumably all of them having the exact same dream to begin with. Or, you know, at the end where they're losing their powers. So yeah,
they all have the same dream. And that it's funny that we mentioned that we mentioned Nightmare on Elm Street earlier, because that's a very similar thing to what happens in those movies a lot, where you have different kids with different nightmares that all kind of converge at some place. So, Danny, would you explain self-confidence to my 8-year-old?
Oh man, you got to put me on the spot for some deep philosophical.
I am. He asked. He said, "What is self-confidence?"
Go ahead, Dan. Take it away.
Take it away, buddy.
Confidence is believing in your abilities to do whatever is put in front of you, and just believing in your own competence, I guess, to your own capabilities to handle. I'm not a good
No, that's not bad. Good job.
I tried.
Nice
Wasn't big.
alliteration.
I tried.
A lot of big C words.
Yeah, was trying to.
Yes,
find...
Zero. Toei makes Sentai.
Wait, what?
I'm aware of that. I just know there's going to be a lot of folks watching this that won't know what I'm talking about, so I didn't say that. It's just the folks making the Sentai. But yeah, Toei is the company. Jeffrey wants to know if it's true that Danny Nixon conquered Earth after waiting 10,000 years.
Yes, and I am finally free.
Well, or at least he tried. You know,
I had the self-confidence to do it, and I did it.
It looks like they're fighting in different places. Like Billy's in a park and they're like in
A gravel pit, yeah.
So they can't morph. It's like Spider-Man 2.
Are they going to get trapped on an elevator with that one comedian who was really famous for like 2 years?
I mean, it would make more sense in the 2017 movie, really.
Oh, wait, that sword looks weird. I don't know
Lucas
why.
says, you know, for 10,000 years, Rita hasn't aged that bad.
Goldar on
So
the other
DJ,
hand,
this is
looking a little-
already way better than Island of Illusion, right?
Yeah. He's really see self-confidence. That's the look of self-confidence.
Right.
So are we supposed to believe that their self-confidence was literally trapped in that crystal? Is that what's supposed to be going on here?
Yeah, we like to literalize things a lot in Power Rangers.
I've kind of caught on to that from the earlier episodes I watched. And yeah, that seems... I just kind of like the idea that self-confidence is like a literal thing that you have in your body.
DJ, here is the first appearance of Fight, I believe.
I like it. This is a good place to drop it for the first time because we just had a nice moral lesson. That's what happens when you get self-confidence, Jason. You hear Ron Wasserman music.
Right, and then that helps to fuel your confidence to then take on the obstacles in your life. Yeah, and then once again, Scorpina for no reason. I just don't know why she showed up during Green with Evil and has decided to just move in. But sometimes we use her and sometimes we don't.
She's just bunking with Goldar. So, do we want to count that as a temporary losing of powers?
I think we should maybe.
I'm just trying to.
Yeah, I mean that part wasn't a dream sequence.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think Fight is one of the better Wasserman songs. It's probably in my top 3.
It is too, but I like Hope for the World.
I mean, Hope for the World's also my favorite. Yeah, and I'm with you.
Those two are great. I really like Go Fly.
It's also Ron Wasserman's favorite.
What'd you say, DJ?
I really like Go Fly Win, which is from Space. It's really good. Doesn't get much love.
It doesn't because he can't record it again. He can't release it.
Yeah, I have to look it on YouTube.
Is it?
There are other tracks he really wanted to release when he did the remastered CD, and for whatever reason, I don't understand this, and I don't know if he did either. He couldn't really explain it real well to us when we talked to him about it. He just said, yeah, they wouldn't let me re-record anything that hadn't already been put out before. Like, they've released some of these songs before. If it wasn't released before, they couldn't release it again.
Oh.
That's a really weird rights issue. Would that maybe have had something to do with like the changing of the ownership of who owned the rights to Power Rangers at the time, or would that have been a completely separate?
Possibly, because I think at the time Saban didn't have the license back. I'm not sure, but I also don't know who exactly owns the music.
I wish he would release a Redux Volume 2.
I wish that would happen too.
That'd be awesome.
But I think he mostly put out everything he could. Like, there's probably a few, like maybe a few tracks left, but
yeah,
it also might not be anything he really wants to record again.
That's true.
And he also said he was excited that he could do that he could sound like that again. That he could do that he could make the vocals sound like that. He was like, I wasn't sure if I still could do that.
So, do we want to count clip shows? I originally had that as one of the options.
Let's
I didn't know if there was that many.
We should, because there's the one in Dino Thunder. Like, I think there's enough to count.
All right, cool.
I'm sure there are some in other shows that I don't know about.
That'll be our.
And I bet most series have at least one. Is that our 10?
That's our 10. So I can send you this, and you can kind of release it on Facebook or whatever, so people can follow along with us.
So does that mean that Bulk and Skull's self-confidence was also in the Crystal of Nightmares, and they got it back when they broke the crystal? But they were sleeping the whole time, so it just didn't matter?
They're still terrified of her, though.
Yeah. It's like the Neverending Story 2 with the marbles that have your memories in them. It's like that.
Wow, that's a deep pull.
So that is the second worst toupee I think I've ever seen.
What's the first?
I'll give you a guess.
Is it yours?
Yeah, it's well, no, I was actually thinking someone whose catchphrase is "you fired." But
okay.
But supposedly that's not a toupee, so
that's fair. I don't know why I didn't immediately know where you were going, especially because of how much you like to talk about politics. I for some reason I did not even think of that. I was thinking about fiction, and I was just like, Shatner's is way better. What are we talking about?
That's the first thing that came to my mind too. I have no idea why.
I love that you think me, who knows nothing about Star Trek, would think Shatner first.
I apparently did, and I know
I
nothing.
don't know anything about Star Trek. The first thing they go to is Shatner. Where's the toupee? You know.
See, I vaguely remember hearing that, but that's never something I like put together as like Shatner in a toupee. I just never think of that.
Baron OKC says, I think self-confidence is somewhere near the right kidney. That's pretty good. That's another great facial expression for Bulk there. We had a really funny Bulk expression at the end of the last one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
So there we go. What you think of that one, Danny? Give us your 5-word review.
I'm glad Power Rangers is only 20 minutes.
He's like, you know what? I'll come back when we get to the shows that I have nostalgia for.
That's not 5. That's 8.
Because did you guys hear Jason?
That's not 5 words. That's 8 words.
I love that you counted how many words I used.
Gotcha, Danny.
It's amazing. Ciro says that every Neo Saban season has a clip show for holiday specials. Really? That's what they do for the holiday specials? That is cheap.
We can't
They split one season into 2, and then their specials are clip shows.
Well, at least they put the 2 things that nobody wants to watch together, so you don't have to watch 2 things that you don't want to watch.
I really want to see the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers learn about the spirit of Christmas.
Oh, you will.
Oh, you will. I mean, if you come in and watch it with us, you will, because that's the thing.
When y'all get to that episode, I want to watch that because that sounds amazing.
We will bring it in. Yeah, should we do the math, DJ, and try to get that out?
At Christmas?
No, because the only way that would work would be because we're recording a lot of Mighty Morphin. Maybe all of Mighty Morphin will get recorded before the year starts. I'm not sure. I gotta look at the schedule. But I was gonna say the only way that would work would be if we waited and did that at the end of the year after we've already done most of the programs. So that wouldn't be the way to go.
In the middle of RPM, we're gonna stick Alpha's Magical Christmas.
You know what?
Middle RPM.
For whatever episode is supposed to air on Christmas of Morphin Mania year, just do a clip show of different Morphin Manias. It's just random clips from different shows that make no sense whatsoever. It's just sentences cut in and right in the middle.
Challenge accepted. It's actually a really good idea. Okay, let's go. And then we'll zoom in on me or DJ, and we'll do the flashback segue thing. That transition would be flashback. Are you guys ready to jump on to the next one?
Flashback of DJ laughing.
Yep.
Guys, give me just 1 second.
And DJ was gone for 1 second.
Yeah, but now he's back. There he is. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the next one. The next episode is To Flee or Not to Flee.
It's called It's Time to Conquer Earth.
The 2 fleas are spelled differently, so I'm sure we're in for a real treat here. I don't even immediately remember this one. I think there's a giant flea guy. Anyway, here we go. Everybody,
bug.
If you're watching this not live, get ready to press play when I say now. Here we go. Everybody, please press play. Right
now.
Did you just scrub through to see if you saw anything familiar?
No, I didn't do that. I didn't do that at all. I would never do that. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to start again because the rabbit room just broke down. So
oh no.
Yeah, we got to start over. I'm sorry.
Take 2.
I'm sorry for
sometimes this
now
happens.
At the wrong time. To say now at the wrong time. So,
yeah, I'll let you do it again, Jason.
Yeah.
The rabbit stream lost its self-confidence.
What is
We got to destroy the Crystal of Nightmares and bring back the rabbit rooms. Almost a stream of consciousness.
That'd be a great name for a live streaming commentary series. Just the stream of consciousness.
Sorry, folks. The rabbit room is acting up on us.
So it's weird you say that because
Yeah,
Hi,
it was
Ronnie
playing for
Rabbit.
me. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it's working
Oh,
normally
weird.
on my end, and I didn't notice there was anything wrong until you stopped it and said there was something wrong with it.
Okay, well, it's not coming up right now. There it
No.
is.
All right now.
Okay. All right, let's try it again. Here we go. Everybody, please press play, right?
Now.
My heart stopped for a second.
This was a test of everyone's hearing. If you couldn't hear that, your hearing is bad. It's pretty loud, Jason.
No, it's not.
So, Danny, were
I
you
mean,
a
you're yelling.
teenager with attitude?
Am I what?
Were you a teenager with attitude?
Oh, so much attitude.
Yeah, you look like one of those punks.
Dude, I had my entire goth phase in like junior high. It was awful.
Oh man,
I would give real money to go back in time and see that.
I want to see pictures.
Oh, I scrubbed my Facebook of all the like long hair goth me photos. Awful.
Oh, and
Terrible.
you put it on Facebook? That's adorable.
Dude, there was a picture of me when I was like 13, maybe 14 with a mohawk. It was bad. It was bad. I had like
Oh, that's amazing.
You used to have a mohawk?
not
you
like
guys-
the Liberty Spikes mohawk, but just like the shaved mohawk.
He could have
shave.
been in my junior high comic book club with a mohawk.
I wouldn't have
Oh, yeah,
had a
I
name as
remember
cool as
this.
Atomic Boom, but I could have come up with
Nobody had a name as cool as Atomic Boom. We had Fireman. We had Cuspis. Nobody was as cool as Atomic Boom.
Oh no,
You got generic.
Oh yeah,
man.
we didn't have Generic Man. That's yours.
this bar is going out of business.
Yeah, he's going out of business, and it's going to be really easy for him to get his business back, and then he'll never have problems like this again.
You know,
Kind of
he's-
like the Kents on the farm in Smallville.
I mean, once you overcome all this adversity, I mean, you're prepared. You never have to go through it again.
So the problem I have with this is that the place is still crowded with people.
He's really bad with his finances. And just,
Yeah, he's so broke, he only has enough money for a burger and a shake. What is he doing with his money? And clearly the people making the show don't understand what has this entire
Oh,
time
yeah, I totally remember this one.
been the obvious main means of income for him. Like the food was always secondary, pretty clearly, right?
you,
I don't know.
I'm not familiar enough with the show to tell.
Like either, well, okay, so here's the thing. I don't know if the after school groups with all the classes and things, if anyone was paying for those. So like either people were paying for those and then the food was there on the side, or that was how we got people in the door. But either way, now I'm thinking about it, yeah, okay, maybe that is what's keeping the place open, but they always have people there.
I think what's going on is all these teenagers with attitude are driving away all the well-paying customers because they don't want to be around a bunch of teenagers with attitude.
They don't want to be around a bunch of like really kind-hearted like above board.
Absolutely not. That sounds terrible.
Okay. Teenagers with like a whole lot of self-confidence and
I prefer my teenagers with no
it's
self-confidence.
the word of the day, self-confidence and a
Self-confidence.
sense of responsibility. And
Who wants to eat lunch with teenagers recycling all around?
All the riffraff and the hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo.
yeah,
Like
DJ,
the
they're goody
community
goodies.
time.
They're goody goodies.
They just make you feel terrible.
This is the first time in a while we've seen Finster make a monster.
Yeah, he's
I
been.
like how
awful.
everybody's just standing around watching him.
Seriously, guy.
I really remember this guy for some reason. I don't know why.
It's Cap's favorite superhero, the Tick.
That's not the Tick. That's not even Barry Hubris. Oh, Phil, that's great. Maybe Ernie would save money if he stopped saying it's on the house.
Yeah, that's a good.
I think he's just really bad at business, but then I don't know how he keeps it open after this.
He is too friendly to run a business.
Yeah. He's like the barkeep who pours everyone a double, even though they only pay for the one. For the one.
I mean, he's too generous to run a business. You can't be too friendly to run a business, but you can be too generous.
Good one, Skull.
I love that whoever decided to make that poster had to Photoshop out the background of the dog. Like they just had to sit there meticulously in 1993, Photoshop out the background so it's just a PNG with the transparent background of the dog for that poster. It's perfect.
Why do you have to carry the dog though? Like that's kind of a large dog to just carry around, isn't it? Put it on a leash.
Put it in a stroller like a normal human being.
Thomas Edgell, is the dog secretly the flea monster? No, it's not like the Pudgy Pig episode.
Man. You missed the pig episode, Danny.
Oh, I've seen that episode where it eats everything at the World Fair where they've got all the different foods.
That's the good pig episode.
That's the good one, and I hate that episode.
That's the good one?
No, the second one's way worse.
I'm glad I missed that.
Yeah, there's a real pig that gets turned into Pudgy Pig. Somehow there's even a question of whether or not it's the same monster. And then
he tries to woo a much smaller normal pig.
Like regular pig. Yeah, it's messed up. That's all I can say.
They have a leash. Wait, the dog has a leash on his neck and they're carrying him.
Yeah, I don't know why. Is it nobody ever taught Kimberly how to take care of a dog? Right, because that's worked ever, Goldar. Send down the bodies. Why? We need to make sure this episode is a full 20 minutes.
There we go. Man, we're really getting use out of the song right out of the gate.
And the rewind, I mentioned that one of these songs, we hear the music, and then the next episode, we get the lyrics. It is possible, DJ, that we didn't hear it because we were talking and that we got it without lyrics the episode before last. I'm not sure. Or I might just be remembering this wrong, and it's even another song that's not Fight, but I thought Fight was one of those, but I might be mistaken. It's in the rewind. I don't have my notes in front of me. This is one way to take out buddies. This kind of thing is hard on my eyes. Like, it's really funky to look at because it's like clearly a thing that's not there, but supposed to be all over them.
Yeah, all those red dots. Yeah,
superimposed. It's hard to look at.
He doesn't talk like that in a while. He used to say dudes all the time.
See that all the time. Maybe at one time, one of the Rangers sat down and had a heart to heart with him where it's like, it's not cute. It's not like, just stop it. Okay. You're just embarrassing yourself. All right.
You've never served
you sound
a day
like,
in your life.
And if you did, it would short out all your circuits. And then, and then like 30 episodes later, he just decided like, well, maybe they'll forget, maybe it's cool now,
He's just gradually trying to work it back into his vocabulary and see if anybody notices, and everyone's just too polite to say anything about it again.
Yeah, and he feels like somebody's like, 50-year-old parent because none of them talk like that. But he thinks if he talks like that, he'll relate to them better.
Wouldn't it be great if he was using all like 50s slang?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he
kind of looks like Zordon also has the itch. Kind of looks like Zordon also has red on him.
Did it?
Yeah.
That would be amazing if Zordon was just in his chamber like, shaking.
And I don't have hands to scratch the itches.
20 years from now, this will be the last phone booth in Angel Grove because it's in the middle of the park and just no one will even remember it's there. Why is there a phone booth there?
Wait, so the flea monster is the fleas. So it is kind of like the pig.
Okay. But it's at least not actually the dog itself.
Yeah. Man, you should call him Numbskull a lot more than he does.
Yeah. But no, you're right, Danny. It'd be cool if Alpha was like called everything groovy, and that'd be really funny.
It'd be funny if it was like every episode he was trying to figure out what decade he's pulling his slang from.
I think I should look this up. I think this monster might be one of the two Bryan Cranston monsters.
Oh, weird.
And they just modulated his voice up. I think this is one of them. I'll check and make sure that I'm right.
As in that Bryan Cranston from Malcolm in the
Middle. Oh, you don't know about this?
No, I know he has some involvement with Power Rangers at some point.
He voiced two monsters. It was one of the first thing. It was one of the first things he did in his career, and it seems to be a lot of the reason that he agreed to do the Power Rangers movie, because he was, celebrating his roots and where he came from.
That's really cool. I always assumed it was like a cameo where you see him in there, like as like someone in the background or something. I didn't know he did the voices for a monster.
Yeah, it was one of his first gigs. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I gotta figure this out. Snizzard was one of them. I remember that.
That the lizard/snake guy?
Yeah, no, he's not this monster. He's Snizzard, and he's Twin Man. Oh, he's the monster in Bad Reflection on You. We just did that.
Oh yeah, which was the mirror guy. That guy's really cool. The twin.
Yeah, the mirror guy. We liked his design a lot. Oh, I was looking that up, and people in the comments were giving it to me already. Thanks, guys.
Who needs the internet?
Ciro pointed out Twin Man, but we missed it. We didn't see his post. Sorry about that.
We
got it now. We got it after that.
Say wrong information, and then like 2 seconds later, people in the chat will tell you it's wrong and give you the correct answer. It's a whole lot easier than looking things up.
It's easy to be really lazy, but then you have to trust the comments, like because you could say, well, they've got the internet, they can look it up. Surely they did that, but like you don't know that.
When has anybody on the internet ever lied? Come on now.
Well, they might not even be lying. They might be going from their memory and not looking it up, just like I do sometimes. Because I'm making a video and it's somewhat unprofessional to go, you know what, I'm going to pull my phone out right now. Or sometimes I do when I feel like I really, really need to. And this is the least professional thing we've ever made. And so I'm not concerned about it here. Because this is a Mania, and here we're just watching things. It's up to you to determine if this even counts as a product we're producing.
Oh, we're putting in the time. I'm counting it.
I clocked in.
You heard it here first, folks.
I clocked in at the time clock. I am keeping track of all my time. I'm going to take my lunch break. I'm going to come back.
I'm expecting a bill from DJ. I really am.
You should probably just put him on retainer.
Hey. Is that
the anti-flea spray?
That crazy of an invention. That probably just existed. They probably could just go to CVS.
What's that?
Probably Walgreens back then. I don't think CVS was even around yet.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure. CVS's weren't. I don't remember CVS's when I was a kid.
Huh. I don't remember.
So
Walgreens
it's possible that they were around and they became more widespread later. I don't know the history of CVS. But we're making a really unprofessional show right now, so I'm going to look that up, too.
I just went to Walgreens yesterday and got a flu shot. Get your flu shots, kids.
A very special episode of Morphin Mania.
All your
vaccinations. Back in time in a Power Rangers episode.
You need self-confidence?
Have they ever gone back in time in the Power Rangers episode?
Oh, yes. Yes, they have.
Oh, man.
There's some really funky time travel in Power Rangers. Prepare to have your mind destroyed when we get to the Western episode, the Wild West episode.
I remember
Wild West Rangers. And when we get to the turning the Earth back to make the Power Rangers kids again, because none of that is going to make any kind of sense whatsoever.
Oh, they went with the Superman the movie time travel?
Both of those.
Sort of, kind of, yeah.
But I remember the Alien Rangers one more.
Just wait, you guys. That's going to be the best.
I can't wait. I love the Alien Rangers.
Yeah, CVS was founded in 1963.
Oh.
But I didn't know about them until like late 90s.
So did they really exist?
Well, yes, but we didn't have them here in the Midwest, I don't think. It started in Massachusetts.
Wow. Maybe Dan.
Anyway.
Could have called Dan.
I don't know if that's it. We went from fleas to CVS.
Not that much of a leap.
No, but I just wanted to point out we're talking about this in Morphin Mania
a million times. So,
what does CVS pharmacy have anything to do with Power Rangers?
Well, because that would be where you'd buy the bug spray. See, did you say pharmacy?
I said pharmacy.
Oh, I thought you said pharmacy.
Do you
Nothing
remember
better than a good
pharmacy?
I think it was a CVS too. At the CVS close to us, their sign was messed up at one point, and the H was just constantly blinking. So we would drive by, and I would say, "Look, Jason, it's CVS pharmacy."
Pharmacy. The Kroger in my town for the longest time had the K. It was the neon signs, and the K was out, so it just said Roger for the longest time.
Thomas Edshell wants to know if the time travel is worse than in Smallville. Yes, it is. Smallville has real minimal time travel, and really the big issue I had with one of the only big instances of it I can even think of was season 5, when we just did the silly fate thing where we were like, okay, well, if you go back in time, there has to be a token, like a token sacrifice. So instead of the person who died in the first place, now this other person's going to die, but not because of butterfly effect or anything, really.
Sounds like the
it was sort of butterfly effect, but
people.
It kind of that's the same thing. But anyway, enough about that.
No. I thought persons was another word for group.
Nope.
Oh.
This is the risk you take when you put your kids on camera.
Grammar lesson with Jason.
This is a fun, yeah. Kids say the darndest things.
Yeah, this around everywhere. This is a good one.
This is a good monster. It looks more like he's wearing a suit than some other monsters. Like you can almost tell where the zipper would go. But I like his eyes a lot.
Yeah, anytime his legs move, you can really see where it starts to like crumple up and wrinkle a little bit.
Jason Cinematographic says CVS is where you buy the Rita repellent. So we get the Rita repellent.
The Rita repellent.
Yeah. She's pesky, man. She shows up on Earth when you really don't want her. Just for no reason. She just shows up here.
The guy sounds like Yoshi. Except simplified Yoshi.
Simplified Yoshi. Now, wait, what's perfect about that plan? So we're going to make a flea monster out of fleas. It's on a dog. Why is that perfect? Okay.
They wouldn't see it coming.
Yeah. I mean, you'd never see that coming. Imagine that as the plot from Iron Man 3. You'll never see it coming.
You'll never see my fleas coming.
Thomas asks if there's a zipper monster. I feel like there is a zipper monster. I don't remember. I'm not sure if I'm right about that.
Oh, it's a rich lady.
Yeah. She comes in with a lot of money. Now, do you buy that this guy is going to spend that money right when he has clearly a thriving business that he can't keep open?
Yeah, this money taught him how to run a business.
Because if he has this many people here all the time, he's doing something wrong. He's either giving away too much stuff, or all of his stuff's way too cheap.
Or else he's got a bunch of freeloaders that just come in and use his space to study and work out.
These kids, they come in
But he makes Bulk and Skull pay for things they mess up.
So does
see, look, he's already going back to his old habits. He immediately says it's on the house. Like, I know you're celebrating, but like, this is an addiction you need to cut out. I like really. David says this teaches Ernie nothing about smart business or financial responsibility. That's right, it doesn't.
He needs that guy from Bar Rescue to come in for Juice Bar Rescue.
I was going to say Kitchen Nightmares. Did you imagine that episode of Kitchen Nightmares? Gordon Ramsay shows up at Ernie's place. He tries the smoothies, and he's like, this is dreadful. He goes back into Ernie's kitchen and he's got rats. And then Rita's watching all of this and she makes like a Gordon Ramsay monster. Like a rat, like she combines Gordon Ramsay and the rat and she makes like a Gordon Ramsay rat monster. It's called Ratsy.
Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah.
So of all of Rita's spells, that the one that doesn't snap back as soon as they kill the monster is the fleas.
That's a really good point. Why was that?
I want to watch that because it's about a jellyfish.
Yeah, the next one is going to be Reign of the Jellyfish. And we're going to follow that up with Plague of the Mantis. As far as some of these throwaway episodes go, these were all right.
They're fine. They're both pretty good.
The one before this was better.
I'm actually surprised that they splurged and animated the fleas. Usually in television and movies, fleas you don't have to show because you just itch a lot. So good job.
To be honest with you, I think you say that. I wish they had been invisible.
I know. I'm just surprised they put the work in. I didn't say it looked great. I'm just surprised that they actually would do that.
It didn't just not look great. It was hard to look at. Like, almost turns my stomach a little bit. Where it's just like, that's hard to look at.
He watches all the Halloween movies, but the fleas, that's too much.
Well, it didn't freak me out or anything. It just plays wiggy with my eyes. Like,
yeah, I gotcha. Makes you do the bulk thing. Wait,
you know what?
I don't know.
The bulk thing.
You know what I was thinking of? Dude, oh my goodness. I was thinking of Ernest
I don't know.
Christmas. There's like a Vulcan skull stand-in in that movie.
And that's your deep pull for this episode, friend.
The heavy guy does his eyes like that when the reindeer are on the roof. Anyway, sorry guys.
We're gonna let DJ run the next episode, see how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm just not even gonna show up. I'm just gonna let DJ run that one. I'll actually be here, but I'll be like sitting right next to everything, and just give DJ a trial run, see how he does.
I'll see how many
talking about Ernest characters when he really meant Vulcan skull. Yeah.
I'm losing.
Okay. Well, folks, thanks a lot for watching. Sure appreciate it. That concludes today's episode of Morphin Mania. We are batch recording as always. So if you're watching live, stick around with us. If you want to watch some more Power Rangers, again, Reign of the Jellyfish is next. I want to thank Jason for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
And Danny Nixon for co-hosting.
Thank you for having me, everybody.
Danny, are you going to stick around and try the next one?
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see this Reign of the Jellyfish.
Danny's strapped in. He's like, nah, I'm plugged in the Matrix now, man.
We got him hooked.
We got him hooked. All right.
Which is better, Reign of the Superman or Reign of the Jellyfish?
I guess we'll find out.
Reign of the Superman, most assuredly. These are hardly comparable things, you know. But I gotta tell you, this would really scratch my nostalgic itch if this were about like 4 different jellyfish, and one of them was they were all pretending to be some other jellyfish, and one was like a cyborg jellyfish, and the other one was like a child clone, and then there was like a guy with a hammer. Yeah, that'd be great, but that's not what they made. And Reign of the Superman would have come out right at this time.
Perfect timing on my part.
I'm sorry, what was that?
To me or DJ?
DJ said something. I don't know.
I know.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move on. Again, everybody watching this after the fact, thanks a bunch for tuning in to Morphin Mania. We'll see you again tomorrow. I was Captain Logan. This is Jason.
Bye, guys.
There's DJ.
That's me. I'm pointing today.
And here is graphic maker Danny Nixon.
That was me.
See you later, folks.